gay cruise jacuzzis.
I won't go in there.
And why not? And why is that?
Because you'll get pregnant.
You'll get butt babies.
We butt babies. We call it egg drop soup. Egg drop soup.
Oh. Well, because the no.
Oh, diva.
Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Down. And then she flies away on her
Is it a
broom?
Ah,
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Meatball, and that's Big Dipper. And welcome to Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper and Meatball.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that a beret?
It's trying to be.
You look like you're going to work and that you work in fashion.
Should I wear this out tonight or should I change?
You wear whatever you want. Who am I to please a woman's body?
To please a woman's
No.
body.
I
Ain't never happened once before.
Oh, you said please?
Well, okay.
Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be
Hey
here
everyone,
today.
we want to thank you for being here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that little bell so it flicks and dings when you want to get a notification.
Yeah.
Flicks and dings.
I like the bell because it lines things up on my YouTube when I'm watching on my TV at home.
Also, when you click it, I know you under your breath go clang, clang, clang
with the trolley. Ding, ding, ding
with the bell. All right, let's get into the
Today's guest is a beloved actor and comedian who's been stealing scenes for as long as some of you twinks have been alive.
Boop!
You've seen this trailblazer on the stage and on screen, and he helped kick down the closet door in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And never once apologized for being too much. Kind of a read, really. Please welcome Alec Mapa.
Alec!
Wait, it was so nice until the end.
When was I supposed to apologize?
You just pull out your phone, you type in the notes app,
Yeah.
you put your apology, post it on Instagram.
I blame the queer community.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones who I trotted my bullshit out in the 80s and they went, we're fine with this.
Yeah.
We're fine with this.
Why wouldn't they
and then
be?
everybody else had to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very true.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like we've all kind of, I'm much older. I'm an elder gay.
Ooh, elder femme.
And elder femme. And I've seen us move from the fringes to the center of culture.
Yeah.
And which is why there's so much pushback against us right now.
Right.
Because we were never supposed to be part of the mainstream conversation.
Right.
We were never supposed to be any part of any straight white person's life. Right?
Yes.
And now we are. We're part of popular culture. We're part of the discussion. And it's very interesting to kind of see, like when I first came out in the 80s, we were coming out of the 70s, right? Where gays were like full on, like it was the gay moment. And then AIDS happened and then we kind of shrunk back. Yeah. And then the 90s, we kind of opened up again. And now we're a bigger part of the conversation. Yeah. And that's why they're trying to make our presence smaller.
That's crazy.
The end.
Well, no,
it's
not.
So
it's just the beginning.
Yeah, because we are at the forefront of everything that's cool and innovative and hip and the arts and all of that. And for them to be trying to erase it is so wild because you just can't.
It's like, what are you going to have without us?
What are you going to do?
Wow. What are you going to listen
Nicki
to?
Minaj is going to look like that now.
Yeah. Nobody's going to do her hair.
No one's touching that.
It's interesting though, because at that time it was easier to erase because the lack of social media, the lack of everyone be able to pull out their phone and sort of share their own story or say like, no, it was me. I was there. Or like, this person is gay and I know about that. We're everywhere. Yeah. It was so easy to sort of sweep everyone under the rug.
Because people weren't as public. What AIDS did was it made everybody come out. You know, for me, somebody who was coming out, like I graduated from high school, this is how old I am. I'm graduating from high school in 1983. I got to New York City and at that time, and this is kind of unthinkable now, there were still people in my freshman class at NYU who were in the closet. Who were very closeted. And as a queer person, it's like being a vampire. You can clock somebody else. You're like,
hi, sister.
Girl. Yeah.
Sister, I see you.
So I worked at Boy Bar on St. Mark's Place. I was a cocktail waitress.
Oh my God.
Do you remember Boy Bar? Nobody's
I don't
old
remember,
enough
but
to
I used to live in
remember.
the East Village and people would talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And the Pyramid Club.
Pyramid Club. So that's where queens like RuPaul and Miss Glamour and Bunny and, Mistress Formica, that was that generation.
Yeah.
And it was just like, to be out and to be a queen you were punk. It was such an act of rebellion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was almost like a badge of like honor to be told that you were too much. or you were too
There you go.
or you were too, because it was like, okay, well then I'm not part of the conversation. Meaning, since I'm not part of the conversation as an actor, as a comedian, I can say whatever I want.
Oh,
Right.
So it really liberated me.
yeah.
So it was like, I'm going to be as I want.
Absolutely.
And just be completely myself. And I was at NYU. I didn't get cast in anything, but I was doing stand-up. And then I was a classically trained actor. And then by the time I graduated, my very first job was a Broadway play.
And where were the rest of the girls?
I know, where the rest of the girls. And all the weirdos were in my class were the ones who got work. Kristen Johnston, Third Rock from the Sun.
Wow.
She was like, who's going to hire me? I'm 6'2" and I have a head like a pot roast. Molly Shannon was just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know, that we thought she was a genius, but we're like, what are they going to do with that?
Right.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler would go to clubs. He'd go to the Apollo and bomb. Like, it was like this weird group of people who were like, we're just going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was in that Broadway show and I took that ethos with me because I was playing a drag queen. I was playing a drag character.
Wait, what was the show?
M. Butterfly. I was playing a Chinese spy who disguised himself as a woman.
Oh, wow.
And so it was this Broadway play, and I was able to kind of bring all of my fuck you to that part.
Yeah.
And that has held me instead when I came to LA, because LA, everybody's trying to do what everybody wants you to be.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, what muffin tin do I have to fit in order to get a job? And I see everybody do that their first year in Los Angeles.
They just and then they
Including me.
learn to let their freak flag
And then
fly.
and then you have a call or something where you go, I wasn't myself.
Yes.
Right.
I went in and I was so weak and I was so deluded. And when you finally go in and you go, fuck you, I'm just gonna be myself and come from a place of strength.
Yeah.
Which is your too much place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have definitely left a couple of auditions being like, wow, you really gave them your full personality.
Yeah.
And then those are the ones that they call you back for.
Yeah.
Because it's like, at least they know they can bring you down.
They can bring you down, or
They can't bring you up.
Or they can make a change and meet you where you're at and
Right.
realize that's the better choice.
Or at least you're bringing yourself into the room.
Yes.
Right.
You're bringing yourself into the room. And I compare it to like people, like, again, back to the closeted thing. When you're in the presence of somebody who's hiding something or is dilating themselves, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And there's something so truthful about drag and queerdom because we put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Coco Peru told me that people are hardwired to recognize the truth or to respect the truth. So when she'd go out in full drag on the subway, people would be like,
That's
nobody
Miss Coco.
bothered her.
Right. Because she's
You know
just
what I
doing her
mean?
thing.
Yeah.
And so when she did go out in full drag, she told me, and somebody went, everybody in the subway looked at the person like, what are you, nuts?
Yeah. Like, duh.
Yeah, like the sky is also blue and you're on a subway. Congrats on being a genius.
Congrats on
That's
using your
incredible.
eyes.
No, but like I feel like with queer people, it's like we give up the popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so strong when you're no longer trying to be you're no longer doing anything for anybody's approval.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think it's also interesting. Did you watch Heated Rivalry recently?
I watched the pilot
Okay.
and I was frustrated.
Okay.
Go
Because,
off.
Well, we work in porn. We watch a lot
Sure.
of porn.
Yeah.
I know you guys were pals from the Gay Vienna Awards.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was watching the most boring gay porn ever.
Sure.
Well, yes.
You wanted
And
to
also,
see
I have
hole
some
and
notes.
insertion.
I have some notes because that's not how two guys have sex. Your butthole is not in the center of your back. Every one of those sex scenes, I was like, that's not where his butthole is.
Okay.
I mean, every sex scene in movies, I'm kind of like,
No.
like in Brokeback, you guys just had beans and he's going in dry.
Okay,
It's
it takes at least 48 hours for food to digest.
The
The
time.
bean would have been fine.
What about the time
I've eaten a
period?
pizza and
They
then
didn't
gone
know
get
about
it in there
the
before it's
lube.
too late, sis.
He's working out.
The reason I brought up Heated Rivalry is because I think, like you said, sort of feels unthinkable that people in their freshman year of college might be in the closet.
And now straight white women are watching gay porn.
But-
Fugashi.
I think
Yeah.
there are still plenty of people who are closeted,
Yes.
who don't see all of the examples that we have out in the world of people who are living their true selves and think I can still do that. I think it is still, even though there's so much progress that has happened,
Right.
I think people are still scared to be their true selves. That's why it's so
and there's
important.
also people in the community who are like afraid of being too gay. Like they're so hyper masculine because they're like, keep that drag queen away from me. I don't want to catch the sissy.
But don't you know that's just that's misogyny. It all comes down. It's misogyny and patriarchy, and it's that whole thing. You think being effeminate is humiliating.
Yeah.
Because what's Madonna? Because you think being a girl is humiliating. And it's kind of like feminine energy is creative energy.
Yes.
It's where life comes up from. It's seismic. It's huge. And to deny your feminine energy is like you're only half a person.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, straight white guys are dying at a rate younger than everybody else.
Finally.
Because they're so stressed out about who they're supposed to be.
And why cleaning their butthole is gay.
Yeah. And
why they can't emotionally open themselves up to me, a woman.
They have a very narrow idea of what a man is.
Right.
You know, of what being male is. And as queer people, we're constantly pushing that boundary of what being male is or what being woman is or what being female is. And it's just interesting to me. And the whole heated rivalry thing, because you said earlier about we'd never imagined this being a mainstream thing. What I love is how straight women are outwardly adopting homoeroticism. Like they're turned on by it.
Yes. I think it's because they like a vulnerable man.
They like a vulnerable man, and also they're so sick of like straight men in real life.
Yes,
that it's like
straight porn.
They go to a dinner
That's
party
to
with all their couples, husband, and they're like, "You guys kiss."
Hey,
that's my move.
You guys kiss.
That's my move too.
When I'm out at a gay bar and I see two guys getting close, I'm like, just kiss.
Yeah,
just get it over.
Kiss.
Just kiss right now.
Just kiss. That's my bossy bottom move.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make out. You guys make out.
I want to see something.
Yeah, I'm a gremlin.
Wait,
that's
so
crazy.
When you came to LA, did you feel like your queerness, your femininity, your uniqueness was a superpower? Or did you feel like you were fighting an uphill battle to get cast?
Not at first. I feel like I was still I was very young and I had this kind of fantasy in my head that, I'm a good actor and this is a meritocracy. And if I just go in and do a good job, it'll be great. And then I found out I wasn't booking anything. And then I found out when I started doing stand-up again out here and started being myself and bringing myself into the room, that's when I got work. That's when everything changed.
Yeah.
That's when everything changed for me. And my first sitcom that I ever got cast in was some of my best friends. And somebody from Paramount really didn't want me to be in that show. And back in the day, like now when you audition for sitcoms,
I bet they were gay.
Yeah. There was just one, now you can just put yourself on tape once and book something. But back in the day, you had to go to studio, you had to go to network. There were like a million different things. So I went to my network call and there was some guy in the front row who just looked like a big hater, had his arms crossed. And my spidey sense on the way home said, something's wrong. I'm out of it. And sure enough, I got a call from my agent saying they're not going any further with you. And it was right before the network test. So I was like devastated.
Oh, man.
You know, I was like, F them.
Yeah.
And then they called me a week later saying, we want you to come in again. And so I had to go in front of the same network exec who was a big hater, who had his arms crossed. And I knew what he had said, and he knew that I knew what he had said. So I went in, and he's there with the same face on. And meanwhile, I'm like, fuck you guys, fuck CBS. I wouldn't be on your ass licking. Like, I came in with that attitude, because I've already lost it.
Yeah.
I'm already not in it. So I'm like, literally, like, I came in with so much fuck you energy. And so I looked at that exec, and I said, so I guess a group hug is out of the question.
Alec.
And he laughed like, okay, you got me.
You got me,
and that's how I got my first show.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's how I got. Yeah. But it was so much, and I have to remind myself, you know, it's that the fuck you energy is where it's our most powerful thing. Because when you believe in, like, you've inhabited your body since day one, you know your mind since day one. So, do you know what I mean? When you trust yourself.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so interesting that you were saying that doing the stand-up, like when you actually start making your own choices and doing your own stuff is what gave you the most confidence.
Yeah.
Wig.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wig.
Sister
Wig. You know what I've been focusing on lately? Getting some quality sleep.
Me too! Which is why I use a Helix mattress.
I am such a fan of my Helix mattress. I was matched with the big and tall model with that easy online quiz that they have. And this was the first time I felt like, oh, this mattress makes sense for me and is good for me and helps me get good sleep.
I also have the big and tall mattress. But let me tell you something that's going on in my life. I'm getting a new one for my guest room, and I sent that little Helix quiz to 3 of my friends, and they all got the exact same result, which is the Helix Midnight Luxe.
Oh.
So we will be getting one of those in the home, and I will be testing it out, and I'm sure it's amazing.
That's exciting. Helix mattresses are super comfy. They ship it straight to your door, so your Midnight Luxe will be coming right to your door. And that's for free. So you don't have to wrestle with a floppy mattress, getting it up up and down the stairs or in and out of the house. Love that.
Love that kind of stuff. Plus,
shipped right to your door.
Right to your door. Carry it right on up in a box. Plus, Helix is the most awarded mattress brand tested by experts at Forbes and Wired.
And best of all, right now, you can go to helixsleep.com/sloppy for 20% off site-wide for their March Madness sale.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy for 20% off site-wide. And make sure you enter sloppy seconds after checkout so they know that we sent you.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy.
And get yourself a Helix.
You're a trained singer.
I'm a trained actor. I'm not a trained singer.
But is it like when you
I can hold a tune.
Is it like when you write mover on your resume?
Yeah,
That's what I write
moves well. I can clap on 2 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a mover and a singer and a shaker.
Oh, you're a mover
what I mean?
and a shaker.
Yeah.
Would you have any? You have natural ability? Are you?
No, I went to NYU too. I was
You
trained.
did?
Yeah.
Are
but
you
I
at
dropped
Tisch?
out. Yeah, I was at Tisch, but I dropped out after 3 years because I didn't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to make me play straight.
Yeah.
But then the other gay guy, they kept on being like, yeah, just you keep being you. Go harder at being you. And I was like, but what about me? And he was like, you'll never work as a gay guy.
Oh dear. What studio are you in?
I can't even remember anymore.
Come on.
I was in the
have to
Circle in the
look.
Square.
No, I was definitely not that.
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah.
good kids.
Oh, okay.
Y'all were doing the shows.
Yeah, we were doing the shows, but I was like really like I had a lot of you at NYU too because I
That's
wasn't
good.
getting
That was
cast
my
in anything.
Yeah, I was never getting anything, and that was my whole energy was
Yeah.
like you to everybody.
Yeah.
So I think that was maybe on me. Maybe on you. Anyway, we saw you back in January at the Gay Vienna Awards.
So much fun.
How was that? You were hosting.
I've hosted it 10 years in a row.
It's incredible.
It's so crazy.
You should host it.
I want to.
Yeah.
We had so much fun on the red carpet.
Yeah, no, you guys should host it.
I
That
want
would
to
be amazing.
No, with you.
All right.
We'll trade off.
You guys
All
do
right.
it.
I actually just want to present some awards.
Yeah.
I'll fluff the guys in
Yeah.
And maybe do one or two jokes.
I just think I'm also fascinated by that whole tribe of people. I love sex workers.
They are
Yes.
such a family.
They're such a family. They all know each other. They all work
Incest.
really, really hard.
Yes.
They all have the successful ones
Yes.
have a good business sense.
Mm-hmm.
And
then the twinks do what?
the
just
twin-
kidding.
well, the
They have
twins-
the craziest hairstyles you have ever seen.
But like, I feel like every year a bus pulls up, and like 20 and dispatches like baby spiders, like another 100 of them, into the porn universe.
What kind of you talked a lot about like back in my day.
Mhm.
What kind of advice do you or what do you think that younger gay guys get wrong about aging? Like that they like project onto. They're
I'm
like,
so
oh, it
glad
must
you
be
asked
like
that.
this.
I'm so glad you asked that because I am from the 80s.
Sure.
And I think what young people are getting wrong because they're healthy and they don't have to deal with AIDS is you are not your body. You're not your body. If you identify as your body, as you identify with your face, there's so much more to you. So when I see things like, oh, twink death, the twink death is coming up. I'm like, girl, 40 years ago, there were people who would have given everything they had to be 28.
Yeah.
Right. To reach
Or be
that
29
age.
years old. And I think I still see young gay men seeing their only value as being sexual or physical. And I think that if you are concentrated on that as your sole source of value, and I can only say that because I've done it.
I think we've all
you've
done
lived
it.
through
Yeah,
it.
I've done it. I was part of the whole Atlantis cruise scene, and
Also, we have some questions
some
about the
questions
Atlantis
about
cruise.
Atlantis
We'll get to that.
I wanted to fit into that milieu. I'd never been one of the boys. I had my own velvet rage. I wanted to be a part of that. And then when I got to be a part of that, I was like, yeah, this isn't me. I'm
Yeah.
like, You know, I'm a at home guy. I'm really domestic, and that's when I started thinking, okay, there is more to me. But in the 80s, especially since I had so many friends, and I don't want to bum everybody out, but so many friends who did die young, and talented people. I mean, I just tell young people, imagine your entire friend group dead.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
You know, whatever dinner party group or whatever group, travel group, imagine all of them
sex group.
Yeah, sex group. And just to kind of like, just that loss of life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so when I see young people today saying, I'm just a body, or my twink death's coming up, or blah, 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 it just makes me hurt a little bit, because there's so much more life after your 20s. There's so much more to us.
Well, yeah, and I think after hanging out with so many porn stars and now being friends with so many sex workers and stuff, they truly do have so many millions of other hobbies, and sex work is like
millions of other.
They do. They all are like, I'm working on pottery and I'm making clothes and
I met the coolest one. Like he says, he was so funny. He's like, yeah, I'm weird. I have a touch of the tism.
Oh yeah. Well, we love that.
And he's like,
I have something I'm going to text you.
Yeah, and he makes all these clothes and costumes and everything, and he's kind of a dork, but he's really hot on camera.
Yeah. Well, I think those that sort of identify like, okay, these are some natural gifts that I have.
Yeah.
Whether it be stamina or girth or very receptive nature. They're like, I'm going to use this to my advantage, but this is not who I am. This is what I do.
Exactly.
And I think the people who get sort of lost in the like, this is both what I am or what I do and who I am, or this is the only reason anyone's going to want to interact with me.
Those are the ones that are on crystal meth and will be in the in memoriam thing the year later.
Alec, that in memoriam was crazy.
It's at the top of the show.
Don't they show naked photos of them in the in memoriam?
Sometimes their in memoriam is like a full nude shot, and I'm like, girl, crop it in, crop it. We could do.
You don't want a full nude shot for your in memoriam?
Not if I'm dead, man.
Open your mind. Try something new.
I'm dead. Who cares?
And actually, what you know me for is this cock.
It'll be nice to be remembered regardless.
I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I think that there are young kids who become vulnerable and who don't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And I like the younger kids who are smart about it.
Yeah.
And
well, we became friends and started working together on the podcast because
of porn.
Porn. No, because we both felt like we're part of the bear scene, but we don't really feel like we are bear. You know, we don't want a bear paw tattoo and we don't want to wave the flag in the bear parade. Like,
is that what signifies being a bear? Is all the accoutrement?
Is the tattoos?
Yeah, it's the tattoo and the
harnesses
flag.
And the flag.
No, it's like, it's like describe what someone would consider a bear.
A larger in size man covered in hair, probably a beard. Often bald spot, maybe some clear glasses,
that good old bear
some
smirk.
sort of skin condition.
So what you're saying that if you had a bear tattoo or if you wore the uniform that you would be part of the bear community?
No, what we're saying is I think that we are a part of the community, but then I feel like because I do drag, they're kind of like, and you go over there.
Oh.
Right. And because like, I also went to theater school and I like creative expression and I was like making music videos on the internet. I was like different than just the like, sup, like, hey. So we were like, we feel connected to this community, but like our queerness or our creative side makes us feel a little ostracized.
Okay.
So we were able to connect in that way. And those relationships that are outside of just, we all look alike or we all want to each other, we all like, they're so much stronger because you're being your actual self. It's not surface based like you're saying.
Any group where there's kind of like a whole bunch of rules, like somebody was kind of breaking down all the leather rules for me, like at the Miss Leather or Mr. Leather pageants, like the placement of
I hosted
the placement of the hat signifies everything, the vest and the placement of the harness, and I was like, I just want to.
They're going.
I didn't know that I had to like.
I wanted the room to smell a little sweatier now.
They're currently in the leather community. I feel like
there's an upheaval.
They're having like an all leather is valid, all drag is valid kind of moment where people are going like, well, the old guard is like really white and the old guard is really based in like celebrating uniforms, like cop uniforms and Nazi uniforms and like whatever. And we understand that it's like a rebellion against that to be gay people but like, or we could just all wear leather and like,
does anybody do the hanky coat anymore? Remember that?
Some people do. Some people do. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
But it's more like the photo on their scruff profile where
okay.
they have all the words listed.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I have a yellow hanky. That means I
like
like pee.
Yes.
on me, sis.
Yeah.
We were in Palm Springs, and I was at the tool shed, and there was guys with the hanky coat.
Yeah, of course.
The red.
What color?
Red just means
fisting.
Red is fisting?
Red is fisting.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was down for anything, anytime.
No.
Is that blue?
Probably. Red is fisting.
Oh, I was wearing a red one.
I just know that yellow's pee.
Yes.
And brown is poo.
Well, Alec.
okay. Look at you go.
And then what else? What about pink?
What is it?
Pink is for nipples.
It is?
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
Also,
I'm such a big mouth. And I'm a blurter. It's like that's why I can't lie because my heart's in my mouth.
Teal is big.
So
mouth.
like I just would say like yeah,
that's me.
Pee on my nipples. Just kind of.
You're like one of those clowns. You just start pulling them out and they're all tied together.
Yeah.
It's like all the things you want to do.
Pee on my nipples is crazy.
Establishing sexual rapport is tricky.
It is tricky.
Yeah.
Well, now it's easier because of the apps. Everyone's just saying what they want and how they want it. But like, you were pre-app. You had to do
I
it
was
all.
pre-app. We had to meet people in person.
And how was
in
that?
the park?
Well,
at
I drank
night,
a lot.
In the dark.
I drank a lot.
You used to be a drinker.
Yeah, I drank a lot. I would get really nervy and ask people to dance or fall on them.
Alec? That is one of my favorite moves.
Explain it.
Yeah, go ahead.
How would you do it?
Okay, so this happened to me when I was in New York, and I would get a little tipsy, and I'd tell my friend, I'd be like, just kind of push me into that guy.
What?
Yeah.
And then you kind of stumble onto them and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Hi, do you want to grab a drink? I can get you a drink. And then you like bring them to the bar.
Like, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Here,
oh my God, let's dance.
It's your meet cute.
And they wouldn't respond like, you don't need another drink. You fell on me.
I mean, but you got to take your chances.
Oh, it's a numbers game.
This is a numbers game. If you do it 100 times, at least 3 times you're gonna get a kiss.
I know, but in the numbers game, that's the part that I would always get over. At first I took the rejection personally, and then when I stopped taking the rejection personally, like who cares? That liberates you for everything.
Absolutely.
Because the answer is either yes or no.
Right.
Because you have a 50% chance out of the gate, and I'm not that ugly, so.
Wait, what bars were you at out here in LA?
Out here in LA, well,
Gold Coast? Motherlode?
No. I do dinners a lot. I would do, dinners at O Bar, which isn't in there anymore. Or Matrix.
Yeah.
Merrick's or Basics. Like there were like gay restaurants in the 90s.
Merrick's, I think
Merrick's,
it is. Yeah, it's like across the street from the pavilion.
Right.
Yes.
And it would be a place to kind of see and be seen, kind of like cocktails and margaritas and Mexican food.
Yes, it's good
in
food
West
too.
Hollywood.
And would you get recognized a lot once you started booking TV roles?
Yes.
Period. And you like that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's useful. But it doesn't happen unless you leave LA, because in LA everybody's famous, so nobody's kind of like
they think they are.
Well, one time I used to live on Fairfax and near Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah. Okay.
Right near Runyon Canyon.
Yeah.
And my husband and I were walking to the Lemley, and we saw this gorgeous woman putting on her lipstick, and it was Drew Barrymore. It was like in the early 2000s, and we went, "Hey!" And she looked up and she like waved, and things like that in Hollywood would happen. You know, when you're hiking in Runyon Canyon, you see people all the time.
When you're hiking.
Raheem hikes in Runyon Canyon all the time.
He's invited me, Paul.
He's invited me to go with him sometimes.
Go.
She can't do the hike.
Go.
I could do that hike. It's not hard. I've done the Runyon Canyon hike before.
I would hike just to have that body walking in front of me.
Body.
I would be. Yeah, I'd definitely be behind him.
Talking about.
Does he take the dogs?
He takes the dogs.
Oh God, does he take the man? Oh, I think they broke up. Never mind.
What?
Leave it alone.
Okay, leave it alone.
I went to Runyon once on a date. Maybe the hiking date is crazy. But
it's very LA,
and it's very like I want to see you at your worst.
I want to see you at your worst. I want to see you at your most vulnerable, surrounded by the hottest people on the planet.
Just trying to be like, who's got water?
Yeah.
But we like walked up there, and where did you go?
What were you thinking about? I did one hike on a date too, but he took me on the one that's like in Burbank, where you go up to that singular tree on top of the
hill.
And
that's
you
in
have to
Elysian
like
Park.
Climb. No, it's not an Elysian.
Oh, okay.
But there's parts of it where you do have to like basically kind of scale a wall.
Mhm.
And I was like, you thought I wanted to do this?
Yeah.
Never spoke to him again.
No, never.
Never spoke to him
I'm
again.
not a hiking girl.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a hiking girl. And I have friends, those are the ones I don't get. The active gays who need to climb and rappel and
Well, it's
play
'cause they're running from
volleyball.
something.
And
They're running from something deep within.
they're running from something deep within. They're trying to dodge
The
something
gay beach,
deep
have you
within.
been to Ginger Rogers?
Ginger Rogers, yeah.
I love that
yeah,
beach.
Yeah, I do love
It's such
going.
an adventure. You gotta like spend the
You gotta-
whole day. to
you
get
gotta
there.
park.
It's a commitment.
Yeah.
Going to the
You gotta
west
get
side
there.
is a commitment.
Because I'm always
Hella
like,
early.
oh, cool. You brought a tent and a grill and
Yeah.
but I get it.
Yeah.
You
That's what I did.
You're
Yeah.
like forging your new community.
Yeah,
out
no,
on
the three of
beach.
us are East Side girls. So
Yes.
Yeah,
they
it's-
each has to be somebody pretty special.
It's a day. It's
Yeah, it's a
you're
day.
waking up at 7
It's a
a.m.
full
You're
day.
Yeah.
wheels up at 8.
Yeah, because you're already thinking about the drive back.
Oof. I hate that. I
Last
love
time
this.
I went, I threw up all over my car.
Oh, wow.
I got sun poisoning.
She was on a date.
I was on a date and I got sun
He was
poisoning.
in the car with her and she projectile
You
vomited
vomited.
on a date?
70 miles down the highway and he goes, is everything okay? And I go, yeah, I'm going to be.
And you projectile, was it your car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, at least
And
you didn't
then-
bark
I
in
was
their
driving.
car.
He was in P-Town when we were there and she was like, this is the guy I threw up in front of.
So wait.
Remember that? My dude? Remember that, my guy?
Did it happen in P-Town?
No,
No,
it happened
but
coming
that's
back
what-
from Ginger Rogers.
Okay, so you got to see, he saw you again.
That was our last date, I
Okay.
believe.
All right.
And then he popped up
And then he
in
popped up
P-Town.
in P-Town and I was like, you want to come hang out at the pool?
I vomited on you.
I don't think it got on him, but the worst thing.
How?
okay,
Of course it did.
The
Splatter.
meanest
A
thing
little-
that happened
some
was
drops.
he goes, for a comedian, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen you do.
That is the fiercest.
Isn't that the
fucking read.
fiercest, read?
That's the funniest thing I've seen you do. That's the
was
most
so good.
authentic,
Yeah, he
artistic
was like,
expression
"Finally, I
I've
got to
ever
see
seen.
you."
He's
Yeah.
like, you made me chuckle, Diva.
So was it? You just hurled spontaneously, just like
I just got like really lightheaded. This is crazy to say. I was like behind the wheel, but I was just like, something's not right.
Was
And
it
then my
some-
mouth started to get watery, and then I just threw up.
involuntary vomits. the
Yeah.
best,
Did you
isn't
eat
it?
some bad shrimp? Was that what it was?
No, I don't think it was bad shrimp that time.
You thought it was sun poison.
You ever thrown up in front of someone you love?
Ever what?
What? Love is crazy.
Thrown up in front of somebody I love?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of times.
How long
Yeah.
have you been with your husband?
24 years.
Wow.
So we've done everything in front of each other.
Period.
How long?
Yeah.
Poop with the door open.
I've pooped with the door open. I've sharted myself in front of him.
Well, we've all done that.
Yeah, I had coffee at a supermarket. It was like really, really strong, and my stomach went, ew. And I ran to the bathroom and sharded myself. Had to change my underwear. And when I saw my husband in the supermarket, he looked at me and he goes, "Did you just shit your pants?" So that's
He knows
how
you so well.
that's how well we know each other. Yeah.
And how long
That's
into
nice.
being together did you decide to adopt?
A long time. Maybe 8 years.
Oh,
Okay.
You were nice
Yeah,
and ready.
8 years. We were together. We were alone for a long time.
You had
before.
figured it out. You
Yeah,
knew the dynamic
yeah.
and you chose this
And
is
we
going to be
were-
together for a while.
Yeah, and we were like, I'm ready to share this with somebody else. And it still
Yeah.
didn't prepare us. We were still like, what? Yeah.
Wow. What is the coolest thing that you've learned by being a parent?
I
Like you weren't expecting.
really am so loyal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for you when I'm here for you.
That's
Mm.
cool.
I'm like, I will show up.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kids need most.
Yes.
Is like, I'm here for you. And we adopted a 5-year-old who had spent a lot of time in foster care. So we had a
Oh.
ton of abandonment issues. He tested us a lot. And I was just kind of like, yeah, it doesn't matter how much you act up, no matter how much you freak out, no matter how much you test me, I'm here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the Free Willy story.
And he tested me. You adopted kids, you test.
Oh, we knew.
well,
Yeah.
she
Did
was
you ever get? Did
Were you
ever
from
get,
a baby?
she was
Yeah, I
purchased from birth.
I was before I was even
Oh.
born. The paperwork was
Oh,
signed.
okay.
But because
Did you have you're not my real dad.
I was about to say, did you ever get because I used to give that to my mom left and right. You're not even my real mom.
Yeah.
What a
I'd say
nightmare.
let's talk about what I really am.
Yeah, she would be
I
like,
really
oh, well,
am the person who gets you up in the morning and feeds and clothes you and
Oh.
drives your ass to school.
she
There you
she
go.
gave
Yeah.
me that clap back with
Yeah.
some other choice words.
Yeah.
But then I'd be like, well, you know what? I guess you are my mom. I'm gonna go back to my room.
Right. Right.
It was crazy. Yeah, that's so wild.
Yeah, and he's 21 now.
Wow.
And and when he turned 18, I was like, I have a whole folder here with all of the info on your birth parents.
Mm.
And by law, I'm supposed to give it to you and you're supposed to, whatever, answer all questions.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, I want you to have this, you know, because it's the law. And also, I didn't want you to have any gap in your story.
Yeah.
I want you to be able to tell your own story. And he's like, I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? He goes, well, they weren't there. So, and that to me was like,
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He's cool. He's very, very cool. My
That's
son
so
is
cool.
And he grew up around drag queens. He grew up around, you know, Alaska and Willem and Calpurnia and Jackie.
Oof.
Those were all his aunties and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and they spoiled him at Christmas time. You know, Shangela would come over.
Glitter and pleasers.
Yeah, with like her bag full of drag droppings from whatever gig
Yeah.
she'd just come over. And she'd be like drunk and be like, "Here, Merry Christmas." Just give him.
He doesn't
like,
know
why
at
is it
Christmas
so
where he
wet?
doesn't get a pound of ones.
A pound of ones from
Yeah.
a drag
He's like,
queen.
I guess this is what Christmas money looks like.
Remember when you were a kid growing up and your
Oh my God, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Uncle Shangela would come over and give you a stack of ones?
And that's gay rights. You know
That
what
is
I mean?
gay rights.
Yeah.
Because that must have been cool, like to see like marriage and adoption and like all of these things sort of
Right.
like play out
Right.
as you were, I don't know, building your life.
Yeah, yeah. It was playing out in real time. And
Yeah.
then to see it kind of like start to close up again in real
Yeah.
time.
Is so crazy.
It's so ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Were you ever worried when he was growing up, like that he was going to be bullied because he had like gay dads? Or were you like, we're in LA? Who cares?
Well, we also went to a really hippie, groovy, crunchy school.
Oh, okay.
Los Feliz Charter Arts.
Oh, yeah.
So we called it the Mariah Carey School because all the kids were biracial. They were all
Yes.
blonde with ringlets, like
the
black.
Mariah
They all
Carey
had blonde,
Yeah.
black hair.
Yeah.
But he was always really butch and very athletic. And so we put him in every sport, every martial art. And I kind of like, I felt like if we had a girl, we would have had teach her how to be a bitch and
Yeah.
tough.
Mm.
And if we have a boy, we have to teach him not to be a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and so we had to head off a lot of sexism early in because we'd hear it back from school, like, "Oh, that's a
Right.
girl's song or
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
girl's movie," and be like, "No, that's just a movie."
Right.
Yeah.
But he was in martial arts, so he knows how to beat somebody up.
We're going to play a little quickie game with you, but if someone were to make a biopic about your life, who would play you?
Jacob Elordi.
Period.
Perfect. Perfect answer. And that makes total sense.
A great character actor of our time.
But I'd
He
want to
can play
really
other-
test the limits. I would really want him to like become Filipino.
Cross-racial,
eat the food,
cross-sexual.
Like Cameron Diaz,
Yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lumpia.
Lumpia.
Correct.
Okay, so this game is called Opinions.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I'm gonna give you two options. Or no, sorry, that's a different game.
Okay.
Opinions.
That's my opinion.
I'm just gonna say something, and then you give us like a quick opinion on it.
Okay.
There's like gonna be 20 topics. So
Pizza with pineapples is bad.
okay,
There you go.
and oh well, you win the game.
Okay.
Tyra Banks' non-apology tour.
I don't think she should have done the show if she wasn't able to hold herself accountable.
Mhm.
Because I think now it's doing more damage
Yes.
than is actually thing. Because it's like, you know, all of us work in television.
Right.
If you're the EP, you're the one making the decisions.
You know it all.
So to say something like, "Well, it wasn't up to me, and it was, it was beyond my power," is kind of that stinks.
Audiences are
After
smarter
especially
now.
opening up the show, being like, I pitched it, it was my invention, I created it, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
Nepo babies who pretend they're not.
Who's that? Who's pretending not to be a nepo baby?
I don't know.
Well, if a nepo baby's talented, then okay.
Straight actors playing gay icons. Jacob Elordi.
I'm fine with it.
Drag race fatigue.
I understand it, but I feel like the show is doing really hard not to repeat itself
Mm-hmm.
currently. Like, and I know, we know how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
So I know a lot about the casting process, and I know that it's a big goal of World of Wonder to change the show every year to not repeat themselves, and I think they've done that this year.
Yes. Queer baiting in 2026.
I'm all for it.
Mask for mask culture still existing.
All right.
The disappearance of the movie star.
Is the movie star gone?
She's gone.
Yeah.
Just like the porn star.
Tilly
They're
Norwood. AI acting.
I don't think the AI actors are going to replace us yet.
No.
I still think we like personalities, and I still think that human beings are fucked up enough on their own that there are still like no AI could have invented what Megan Stalter's doing right now.
Of course.
You know, no AI could create what you guys are doing right now.
Thank you so much.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's still like a need for originality and uniqueness, and AI is just copying people at this point. So,
but I think it's also this idea about the disappearance of the movie star is sort of like now that mystique is a little
They're
hard.
too public.
Yes, because now everyone has an Instagram.
And now you can watch movies everywhere.
Right. And so they don't feel like inaccessible.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Brad Pitt where you're like, I don't know anything about this man's life.
Oh, like Elizabeth Taylor was like a movie star.
Yes. Or like
and
Nicole,
was living a life different from us.
Yeah, like Nicole Kidman will sit down and like do a Vanity Fair, like try these 3 foods.
I don't want to see her do that.
I'd still feel weird about meeting Nicole Kidman in person.
Right?
I would still be kind of like nervous.
I would.
You'd be like, sure,
who would you be starstruck?
Oprah.
Mine's Dolly.
Oh, Dolly for sure.
Dolly, just because she's the goods.
Yeah.
She has the talent to back it up, and she's done such amazing work and good works. I'd be like Dolly. I'd be super starstruck.
You're not going to find her on the Epstein files. Pop stars pivoting to country music. Dolly.
Pop stars. Oh, like Beyonce? I liked it.
I liked it too.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Pride becoming too corporate?
No. I think that I do a ton of prides. You know, for the professionally queer, June is a very busy month. It's like being a short person at Christmas time. So a lot of gigs, right?
How short are you talking?
And so, and I'm finding that Pride in the smaller cities is really kind of a rite of passage for young people.
Yes.
And so, you know, there's Delta Airlines, there's Bank of America, but the corporate people aren't keeping their noses clean in terms of like, you know, in supporting us. You know, it's like Meta and Facebook and Instagram have all taken out the hashtag queer or gay in order to promote things. And so for us as performers, it's really hard for us to do a targeted ad.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like that's when the corporate stuff is I don't like is if you're gonna have a float in the parade, then you better show up for us in real life.
Yeah.
A lot of them are two-faced.
You know, so I don't like that. Target has no business being in the parade ever.
No, and I don't think they will be anymore. I don't think the parade will let them. Reboots of queer classics.
No.
They're never as good.
No, they're never as good. And it's kind of like, I don't like messing with nostalgia.
Yeah, write a new show.
Because there's something about nostalgia. It's like, it's who you were when you saw it at the time and what it meant to you.
Yes.
And so any recreation is kind of like remember when Mary Poppins came back with Emily Blunt? And I kept on waiting for it to be magical. And first of all, the first one was in Technicolor.
Yeah.
So it started right away. It looked like a cartoon right away. It was magical right away. And this one started off was cloudy and it was kind of sad and it kind of looked like a real place. And it was like, it's not magical anymore. Yeah.
Disney adults.
They're okay. As long as they're okay. Here's where
like I have a show at Disney.
Here's where it gets weird. Well, because I work for Disney a lot.
Yeah,
right? So I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. I don't like it when it extends to their home furnishings.
Okay.
When people like have clothes and bathrooms and
yes. Have you
ever been like to a gay Disney house where there's like Disney
I went to
everywhere?
go get a blowjob in one and it was so much Disney and each corner was like dedicated to a different Disney character.
Yeah.
That I couldn't come.
Because you couldn't come with Cruella DeVille's face.
No, it was Maleficent was here and then Cruella DeVille here, and they had every version of a pop socket or like a little toy.
It was
and
like
a poster.
Yeah,
and
it was like trying to maintain an erection in a toy store.
Yeah, I was just like,
yuck.
Okay. The rise of the trad wife.
Go for it. Go for it. If you want to be miserable, hit it. If that's your idea, everybody's idea of a woman, all women are valid.
There you go.
There you go. All drag is valid. All leather is valid. All females are valid.
The word icon being used for literally anyone.
I hate that. I actually hate it. Not everything's an icon.
No.
If everything's an icon, nothing's iconic.
Well, I think that's what we're heading for. Botox and fillers.
Love it.
Gay cruise jacuzzis.
I won't go in there.
And why? And why is that?
Because you'll get pregnant.
You'll get butt babies.
We butt babies. We call it egg drop soup. Egg drop soup.
Oh, well, because the
no.
Oh, they float to the top.
It's gonna be in the bubble.
My husband and I when I first started doing the cruises in 2007, you okay? We did go into the solarium, which we found out later was called the Bearlarium.
Oh.
And we were on the Baltic cruise where the sun never went down because we were going really far north to Russia. And we went to the Bearlarium at midnight because the sun was still out. We thought, oh, how novel. Let's all go in. And as soon as my husband got in, like 30 bears got in. And then there was a big rub and tug happening.
We got to go to
like immediately. And my husband and I wasn't what we signed up for. We were just kind of like going to splash around, go to bed. And we were like,
oh, excuse me.
Okay. And then all of a sudden we didn't know, like, are we interrupting? Is it rude to watch?
I think we wanted you to be the star.
Okay.
I think you were invited.
Okay.
I think they wanted to include
we
you.
slipped out.
Oh, okay.
I'm a pillow princess. I want to do it in a room. I want to tell somebody to leave from my own room. I want to be,
I want to lay on the bed.
Bye.
I want nice satin sheets.
Yeah.
Wait, so on these gay cruises, how about the news that just came out about that Atlantis cruise, the drug bus?
The drug bus.
5 people were arrested on
that was crazy.
I saw that happen all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, there are drug dogs on the thing. And
how are they sneaking it in? Or how?
Up their ass.
No.
Up their butt. You're muling it. You can hide anything anywhere.
Yeah. All those, those fake cans that screw out the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has their tricks and everything. Okay. But there's always like a big drug bust like every couple of years. Like, I mean, maybe it was like maybe less than 10 years ago. 10 years ago, there was somebody busted because they busted their store. Somebody was like stopped on shore and they said, where'd you get these drugs? They found the drugs. And they said, they pointed to the ship and they went and they arrested somebody.
That's crazy.
Who was kind of selling E and the whole alphabet out of their cabin.
Out of their room.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, really, life finds a way. Gay guys will make something happen.
Gay guys will find a way, and that's the culture of the circuit party.
Shit.
Yeah. But that's the culture of the circuit party.
I don't think I could do it. Do you feel overwhelmed? I know you're working, so you have stuff that you do. But if you were just there, would you?
Here's how I go to a circuit party. I hang out with my friends at the DJ booth.
Okay, well, we're not all you,
I know.
Alec.
And then I'll do a loop.
Sure.
I'll do a loop. I'll grab a friend's hand, and we'll go on a safari to see freaky.
All the animals, the bears,
that was me at the leather event.
We want to see all the
just
animals.
Doing laps,
so we were on a cruise one year where somebody pooed on the dance floor.
All right,
it was
and not only that, but somebody pooed on the dance floor, and so they covered it with a red Solo cup. And somehow, and there were 3,000 people at this dance floor, and all of a sudden spread throughout 3,000 faggots that somebody had pooped on the dance floor. And this red Solo cup became this impermeable barrier that everybody stepped around. Like, it was like nobody went near it. It was like this huge crowd and this like red Solo cup.
It was a biohazard. Those faggots should have all gone to their rooms and thought about what they done.
That's the meaning of community.
Yeah?
Yeah, that 3,000...
Communication.
There's poo on the dance floor. Girl.
Agreed boundaries.
There's poo under the red Solo cup.
It was like the Puerto Vallarta poo in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
There was a poo in the pool like Caddyshack?
Couple years ago.
And they had to get all the bears out of the pool.
During beef dip.
And then they sent over...
Who's pooing in the...
But at least it was solid.
Who's pooing on the dance floor?
And it was, I believe it was floating, which is... that means it's healthy.
Okay. Well, if you snort coke, you're gonna poo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they sent 2 maids with red Solo cups to scoop it out. And
I do a meal.
All the guys started clapping once they got it out, and then the sign, like the big screen, said "Pool's open again." Everyone jumped right on in, like the poop wasn't there.
Full of chemicals.
But still,
the person with the brown swimsuit didn't swim up to it.
Yeah, Jesus.
Actually, someone said they know who. Someone we know says they know.
I think they're lying. The one time I went in that pool, I immediately picked a Band-Aid up with my bare feet.
Yeah!
Don't. I'm so close to throwing up.
Mom.